Hi, and welcome back to Reflections of You. I am so excited to share this pop-up Mother's Day card that could also be a great get well card. So let's get started on creating this fun creation that will put a delightful surprise on the face of the recipient. We will take a piece of cardstock and cut it 9.5 by 1 3/4. You will score the cardstock at 3.5, and I like to score twice just to get a good crease. At 4 inches, 4.5 inches, and then you'll go down the score pile and score at 8 inches, 8.5 inches, and 9 inches. Then you will rotate your cardstock and score at 1/2 inch. To make this easier for you to see, I have used a black marker to highlight the score lines that we're going to cut. They're basically 2 rectangular boxes that make up the 3 by 4.5 and the 8 by 9.5. Once these are cut out, I realized that we have to continue to cut off the rest of the score line closest to the end where the 3.5 inches is located. We will next flip over our cardstock, and then we will use double-sided adhesive. It's important to use this double-sided adhesive on the areas shown here so that it has a strong foundation as being the pop-up element in your card. And you will also want to go through and make sure to crease all of your lines. Next, we will remove the score tape, and we are going to adhere this down on our card base right at the score line. Then we will transition the next piece around to the other side of the score line and remove the score tape, and we will adhere this down right at that line. So when it opens up, it'll open up at that line, and then we will adhere it over to create the box. Just make sure everything's pressed down good, and you can see now you have your mechanism for the pop-up flower box. We will cut our flower stems at 4.5 by 1/4 inch. You can create your flowers using dies, punches, or you can use your Cricut or Silhouette and cut out your flowers. Use your imagination. I decided to use dies to create flowers and to make them look a little more realistic. I am going to stack the big part of the flower diagonally to give the flower more leaves. And it also gives the flower some dimension. And then I will adhere this other die cut into the middle of the flower, but I'm going to build that up too. And I have cut it out twice just to give it a little bit more realistic look. And I will continue to build my flowers to put inside my card. Next, to create the flower leaves, I have cut a piece of cardstock 4 inches by 1.5, and I am just going to taper the edge of this to make the flower leaf. And then I can use this as a template to make as many as I want. And remember, these do not have to be perfect. They're not perfect in nature, so you don't have to make them perfectly. Next, we will adhere these down. I still like to use this double-sided tape. And then I just trim away any excess that I have as I work with these flowers. I also want to adhere these with the double-sided tape inside the flower box. I think this is very important. So if you'll see, you'll set this all the way down in the bottom of the flower box. You may have to trim off some of your flower leaves to make sure they don't hang outside of the box. And then you'll just continue to add your flowers into the flower box. I also like to make various color flowers to put inside the box, but you decide. Make it a reflection of you. I will use a punch and make hyacinth flowers to put inside my box. When you make these flowers, you want to make sure that you curl the edges of the flowers and stack them as you go. You'll see as we go along. And then this will give the appearance of that flower. Next, I cut a piece of random cardstock that I had in my stash down to 5 inches by 5.5. And this will be the front of my card. I'm actually working backwards. I decided to stamp the words "sending lots of love" instead of "Happy Mother's Day" because I wanted to save Happy Mother's Day for inside the card. I'm going to adhere this and then put on some rhinestones. I found that this will be really pretty. I even dotted the I with a heart rhinestone. And I will just add these embellishments to give the card some shine. And I just want a few because I don't really want to take away from the card. The real main part of the card is the surprise inside. I think this makes a wonderful Mother's Day card. Again, a great get well card or just thinking of you. Just use your imagination. Make it a reflection of you that you can send and share and spread joy to others. I want to thank you for stopping by my channel. I hope that you enjoyed this and that you'll give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thanks again.